really quickly into what it is about 4 game-changing leadership strategies that every woman in leadership needs to know. Oh, just have went live on my Instagram for the first time. So just bear with me. But these are 4 game changing leadership strategies for every woman in leadership. So if you're finding yourself struggling with the idea of like, oh my God, I'm being overlooked. How am I I want to realize a promotion or switch roles in 2024? Or whenever you're watching this, then I want you to listen closely today because here I'm going to share really 4 pivotal strategies that will drive the success and inspire your teams and earn you the recognition that you deserve in the corporate world. And before I get into that, I'm just going to let you know the doors are open for the LeadHERship Accelerator. So if you want to get in with some amazing bonuses that are only available, and I'm going to extend it up until Friday, the midnight Friday this week. These bonuses include an extra one-on-one call with me, includes a price guarantee if you want to renew in the future, which I know a lot of clients love doing, as well as you're going to save because the price is going to get bumped up. The investment of this program is moving up again. So you're going to save about 1,300 euros based on off of the January 1 price. So all of these juicy bonuses you can grab if you DM me Accelerator, and then we're going to start having a conversation around that. All right, so let's dive into this because when it comes to leadership, it's a lot of the times from the clients that I speak to and work with, they find that leading can be quite a struggle or even really exhausting, and it doesn't need to be that way. It shouldn't encompass and consume all of your time. And oftentimes, what I also see is things like, well, you're busy firefighting. Maybe you're finding yourself you're managing a new crisis every single day, and it's like, when do I get the chance to actually level up into more of the strategic thinking of where's my team going, where do I see the added value for your department, your group, your company, and how can you drive that forward? So today I wanted to just share some 4 strategies that you can use, that you can start implementing today, and these are all from within my LeadHERship Accelerator program. So just stick with me here. I'm going to share you what those 4 strategies are that you can do. Now, number 1, the first strategy is all about documenting and sharing your achievements. Now, this is something that is so overlooked because when I ask the women that I work with and all those that I speak to in between and say, well, okay, what is the value that you're bringing to and contributing in your organization? Oftentimes they kind of scratch their heads and look at me going, what? I don't understand the question. Like, I lead my team. I've got all these projects that are running, and here's my KPIs from that I have to meet at the end of the year, my performance review. But it's still a very unclear perspective as to what it is that their value, the results and the achievements that they're bringing to the role, or they don't really want to admit. Right. So if you're one of these people like, oh, you know what, anyone could have done that. If someone else would have been in my position, they would have gotten the same results. Or the other alternative also here is like, yeah, but my team was really great. That's their achievement, their result. What you're doing is you're actually dismissing and discounting your role, your ability to generate those achievements and results, and your contribution, their value. You're discounting your value to the organization. Now, if you're already doing that in how you're explaining or how you're pointing out why that achievement or result really didn't belong to you, then guess what? That message also filters through to everyone else in the organization. So if you're wondering, why am I getting overlooked? Why am I undervalued? Let's start looking at, well, what are you talking about? Like, how do you talk about your own achievements? How do you share your own achievements and your results? Are you claiming them and proudly sharing them? Or are you kind of like hiding them underneath a rock where you really are your organization's best kept secret in terms of being a leader? and you're downplaying your contributions, your value constantly. Because when you do that, again, you're kind of setting yourself up that no one else is going to recognize those as well. So here's the goal. Aim to share your accomplishments and achievements in at least once or twice a week in meetings and conversations with other leaders in order to create this consistent visibility that highlight your contributions, your impact, and most of all, the value that you're going to bring to the organization. Now let's get into number 2. Build your network strategically. And one of my favorite ways to do this is coffee dates. So when you do this, one of the mistakes I see a lot of women making is that they have decided like, well, I've told my manager, they're aware of what I'm doing and the results that I've achieved and how my team's performing, but then kind of stop there. They don't want to kind of, skip a level and speak to their manager because like, oh, well, what if my leader or my boss kind of thinks I'm like, bypassing them. I don't want there to be a little awkwardness or bad feelings there or thinking I'm going over his head or her head, I should say. Well, let's be gender neutral, their head. Okay. So what you want to do is really look at how do you proactively expand your network. So schedule some one-on-one coffee dates with your senior leaders. Yes, even those that are above your manager, your boss, your leader, but also those in different departments. Because what happens is with those connections, they can create valuable insights, support, as well as potential advocacy for your own career, as well as securing resources for maybe specific projects that you're doing for your team, etc. So build that network strategically. Don't be afraid of one-on-ones. And just have those conversations. Invest the time before you think, oh my God, I do not have the time to do that on top of all my. Yes, this is something that's essential. Part of your leadership role is to invest the time in building relationships and building a network. So make the time. Number 3, I want you to communicate a clear vision. Because there's nothing worse than leading a team that does not really know where it's heading towards. So clearly articulate the vision to your team. When your team understands the direction and the goals, that they're also going to be more able to contribute effectively and also align in with where you're going. And this also includes meaning that you need to lead by example. So be clear for your own personal vision as well as the vision for your team and the direction that you're bringing your department, your unit, and your company in. Lastly, accountability and delegation. Now, if you're one of those that were going like, I just don't seem to have the time either to do your one-on-one coffee dates, or I don't have the opportunity at the time to look more strategically, create more of that vision in my role because I'm busy firefighting and dealing with one crisis after the other every single day. And maybe your emails are just kind of piling up. You're like, they've exploded overnight. What happened? Then I want you to really take a hard look at how you're leading and focus on holding your team accountable by assigning the responsibilities clearly, as well as ensuring the follow-up. Because what you might be doing is taking on all kinds of responsibilities that your team members should be doing or from other teams as well. So you've had that responsibility creep happen. Now, bring it back, bring that focus, which is why you need that clear vision as I said, the strategy number 3, but make sure that you're assigning the responsibilities to the people and placing the tasks with the right people and setting the expectations of the outcomes and the timelines. Now, this approach doesn't only empower your team, but also allows you to demonstrate your own effective leadership in managing and driving results. And again, even more powerful when you tie it to your vision. So those are the 4 different strategies. Just to kind of recap that, your leadership does not need to be a struggle or exhausting. And I'm going to give you, here's 4 steps for my LeadHERship Accelerator that you can use and implement right now, today, and really rock it into 2024. Number 1, document and share your achievements. Number 2, build your network with strategic coffee dates. Number 3, communicate a clear vision. And 4, accountability and delegation in your team. Now, I want you to not hesitate in your leadership. Don't hesitate to assert your leadership, because if you don't, opportunities are going to pass you by. Now, here I'm going to open the door up again for that opportunity. Are you ready to explore more advanced leadership and influence techniques used by the top executives? Then I want you to join me inside the LeadHERship Accelerator. This is an 6-month intimate container where I'm going to teach you step by step how to transition from being on the sidelines to becoming a sought after strategic leader everybody wants on their team. And unlike most of the programs out there, I'm not here to give you just one piece of the puzzle. You're going to walk away with everything you need to hit your goals in the next 6 months. So learn how to effectively lead your team, get recognized or promoted, and cultivate a CEO mindset, balancing the work-life dynamics like a pro and everything in between. So this is really a program that you don't want to miss, especially if you're looking and reflecting back on 2023 thinking, the year, where has the year gone? Nothing has really changed or shifted in the past year. And you think, well, yeah, but Kim, I could really do this on my own, because I hear that quite a bit too. It's like, when I check in after 6 months or even 3 months, 6 months, a year, unfortunately, 95% of the time, you're still in the same situation. So let's move into 2024 with enormous amount of energy and have the support, get the advice, the support. Stop trying to figure it out on your own, because if you could have figured it out on your own, you would have by now. So I want you to join me plus the amazing, amazing women leaders that are already inside the LeadHERship Accelerator. And again, it is a small container group. Like, this is not, we're not talking 50, 100 women in this group. This is maximum 15 women that I will ever have in that group. So come into that amazing leadership container, join an amazing community, and get the support you desire in order to create the results, achievements, and outcomes and the dreams that you have for your career as well as for your personal life in 2024. So DM me Accelerator for any and all those details. And as always, if you've got any questions, please DM me those questions as well. I always have space to answer any of those questions in my DMs if you don't want to comment below. So thank you so much again for watching today's, and we will talk to you again for the last time on Friday. And well, not the last time, but the last time this week on Friday. And we'll talk to you.